I hope you captured the core message, and that is just finding creative ways in which we can bring the world of stuttering together and help to make the world a better place for people who stutter. I have some exciting updates to share pertaining to Stutter Block Party, such as we are starting a Europe Stutter Block Party time zone, as well as some brainstorming events. And I'll share a little bit about what those are in a bit here. We might also be able to have some additional time zones, like a Japanese time zone, or maybe even some language-focused Stutter Block Party events. So really, it's a completely fluid operation. So we have full flexibility on what we're able to do. We can always use more and more leaders. Like the more leaders that we have within the stuttering world, the better. And that essentially helps us segue into the brainstorming events, because like in between every Stutter Block Party event, we'll be able to have one of these brainstorming events, and within these events, we'll be able to share ideas and best practices, such as with sharing your story, because I know sharing your story can be very, very nerve-wracking, especially if you haven't shared your story before. You know, it's challenging to put yourself out there in that way. So in the brainstorming event, we'll be able to share like some tips on how to deal with nervousness in sharing your story, and identifying what to say, and ultimately being able to identify how you can best express yourself. It's not necessarily just about like being told what to say. It's about really like digging down and really identifying who you truly are and who your authentic self is, and really finding your voice. I think that's super, super important. So that's what we'll be able to identify within these brainstorming events. We'll also be able to identify how we can, like some ways that we can maybe bring the conversation blocks and the game blocks to the next level, and finding like best practices, things that have worked, be able to share ideas, because different people have moderated blocks throughout all the conversation blocks, you know, with covert stuttering, the young adults block and the conversation block. So we'll be able to come together and share our ideas and the best practices and figure out how to bring those to the next level, because it's an art as well when it comes to moderating a block and ensuring that everybody that's in the breakout room is engaged and able to participate, and that you don't have one person that's dominating the entire discussion, and to keep the energy level up throughout the conversation, keep the conversation going. So that's something that we can work to share ideas on. And then it will be brainstorming event, Stutter Block Party, brainstorming event, Stutter Block Party. So in that sense, what we'll be able to do is incorporate what we discussed during the brainstorming event, and we'll be able to incorporate that into the next Stutter Block Party event. And then we'll be able to share more ideas at the next brainstorming event, like after Stutter Block Party, and then so on and so forth. So we'll be able to constantly have an inflow of new ideas that are going to be forming, and we'll be able to grow in our ability to lead blocks and lead the conversation blocks, leading the game blocks, and as well as hopefully we'll have more and more people that will be sharing their story as well, and hopefully we won't necessarily have to find them. Hopefully people will just be coming in and saying, hey, I want to share my story, in that way. So that kind of will segue actually into the next thing too, and that comes to our website. So we're always looking to find ways to help to simplify the whole process, because we want things to be simple. The simple is better. And so we have a simple way in which you'll be able to request to share your story. So you can go on the website, you click on share your story, and then there'll be a form that you'll be able that you'll see on the website. So you'll be able to fill that out, and then you'll get an email from there, and it will be an email that you'll be able to select if you wanted to share your story on like August, October, and December. So all the dates will be there on the email, and you'll be able to click that, and then a notification will be sent over to us, and then we'll know that you wanted to share your story, and be able to put you on the list to be able to get your story told. And then we also have a similar thing for podcasts as well that you'll be able to do. You'll be able to go into the podcast section. If you want to be on the Stutter Block Party podcast, you'll be able to go there and enter in your information, and then we'll be notified. You'll be able to coordinate a time to be able to share your podcast to get your message out there in that way. So there's a lot of exciting things that are happening throughout the world of Stutter Block Party. But the key is just to capture the core message, and that is that we're all looking to find creative ways to make the world a better place for people who stutter. So this gathering people who stutter together so that we can talk and and share our stories, share our experiences, and figure out how we can help each other grow. And so it's not just within Stutter Block Party, it's about all the other organizations as well, because that's the whole mission within the World Stuttering Network, is to bring all of these stuttering organizations together. Because it's almost like every organization is like it's essentially a department. So Stutter Block Party is a department within the stuttering world. And then we're able to share our ideas, identify what works, and figure out how we can help each other. And then with all the organizations around the world, we'll be able to make a significant impact and be able to really educate the public about what stuttering is, and be phenomenal advocates for stuttering. I look forward to seeing you at the next Stutter Block Party. In this case, at the time of this video, the next Stutter Block Party is going to be on June 19th. It's a Saturday, so we're kicking it off on that Saturday, the new time. So it'll be Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And we're keeping the times relatively consistent in the sense that, the US time zone will be 5 p.m. Pacific time. At the time, it's 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. For the Europe time zone, it will be UTC time. So those will be the time zones. So it'll be 5 p.m. UTC. So and it'll be very clear when you go in onto the website. You'll see the Europe flag. You'll see the US flag. And then as we expand, we'll be able to add additional time zones. So this isn't, let's say the end in the sense. This is just the beginning, and things are always getting more and more exciting. So I'm happy that you're a part of it, and I look forward to seeing you around, and have a great rest of your day.